Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys 5 ways food companies hide sugar content in food. So let's get started. So before you assume any food is healthy, I implore you guys as a result of watching this video today to triple check your labels when it comes to eating any food before you assume it is healthy. I don't care if you like the brand, I don't care if it's got influencers that you like, I don't care any of those things. Read the labels, you guys. And it's one thing if you're intentionally biting into a cookie and knowing that the cookie's got sugar, but it's another thing for a company to intentionally mislead you into thinking that a food is free of sugar when it in fact is not. So the first way that food companies hide sugars is by calling them by a different name. And it is one thing for there to be fructose, sucrose, or glucose clearly listed on the label, which are very common forms of sugar. However, there are dry sugars and there are syrups. And what food companies are doing is they're getting very clever and creative with how they label them. And these are some common culprits of alternative names for sugar that you will find on labels, and most people won't realize that it is in fact sugar. So those ingredients are barley malt, beet sugar, brown sugar, buttered sugar, cane juice crystals, cane sugar, castor sugar, coconut sugar, corn sweetener, crystalline fructose, date sugar, dextran, malt powder, ethyl maltol, fruit juice concentrate, golden sugar, invert sugar, maltodextrin, maltose, muscovado sugar, panela, palm sugar, organic raw sugar, rapadura sugar, evaporated cane juice, and confectioner's powdered sugar. So those are dry sugars and alternative names that are commonly being used. The next thing you want to look for is syrup. So not everything is being added to a food product in the dry form. They are also being added in the syrup form. So if you hear any of these things on food labels, beware that they do contain sugar. So agave nectar, carob syrup, golden syrup, high fructose corn syrup, honey, malt syrup, maple syrup, molasses, oat syrup, rice bran syrup, and rice syrup. So the thing is, sugar has so many different names and it can make it very difficult to spot on food labels. So just make sure if you spot any of the things that I've just read here that note that it is in fact sugar. So the second way that food companies are hiding sugars in their products is they are formulating with several ingredients. So just like I said, calling sugar by a different name, instead of straight up saying that something has fructose, they might divide that into 4 other ingredients of some of the less commonly found names of sugar and make it seem as if it is healthier because you're not saying that it is straight up fructose or straight up high fructose corn syrup. If you see, oh, it's got coconut sugar and date powder and all these different things, you may not think, oh, well, that's coconut, that's dates, but it's still sugar at the end of the day. So don't fall for these creative formulation tricks by adding several ingredients to make the ingredient list look overwhelming with quote unquote healthy things when in fact it is not. The third way food companies hide sugar is they add sugars to foods that you may not even commonly expect to see them in. Things like granola bars, yogurts, pasta sauce, ketchup, Cliff Bars, even protein powders do have tons of added sugars, you guys. You have to carefully read these labels. Teriyaki sauce. I actually did a post on Instagram showing a whole list of foods that have hidden added sugars. And you really want to be careful with foods like this because it is sugar in foods that you least expect. The next thing, item number 4, is putting things in there that you would consider healthy sugar. Now, sugar is sugar, you guys. As a chemical engineer, it breaks down the same way in your body, whether you call it agave nectar, whether you call it coconut sugar, whether you call it date sugar, whether you call it something else, you guys, it all breaks down the same. So don't think just because somebody says, oh, formulated from dates and coconuts, that it means it's quote unquote healthy. You guys, you gotta look at the total carb content, you gotta look at the sugar content, and this is why I implore you guys to take a macros-based approach to your nutrition and to know what your food is made up of, because a lot of manufacturers, they want to be very clever with the wording and the labels, and these things are actually to your detriment if you are not an educated consumer. Last but not least is portion size. A lot of manufacturers are getting clever where the portion size that they list on the nutrition facts panel with which they're stating the carbs is only a fraction of what a typical serving size would be. So you want to be really careful with that. An example is ice cream. You would look at a little pint of ice cream and you would think that that's the amount of carbs or sugar or fat that you're going to have in one pint, but in fact they say one serving is 1/4 of that, when we know for a fact when somebody sits down with a pint of ice cream, they're eating the whole pint. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please comment below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.